Before I start this video, I want you guys to watch Nitro Freak's last video and take what he said in the first minute to heart. Everybody has an opinion, and everybody is entitled to it. And you know, before you guys call him out and say anything bad about him, this is the guy that saw the light when there was dark. All right, we were in a black hole, and he saw the light. He saw it. Even after the Oakland game, he said Nick Foles was going to win Super Bowl 52 MVP, and guess what happened? He made all of us look like dingbats. So with that being said, this is a video I really didn't want to make, but I'm going to make it anyway. All right, so I guess Nitro Freak had a podcast where he had Philly 500 on, and this has led to a lot of people making videos about this. So Saquon Barkley to Philly. We can dream, but it's just not going to happen. And I'm going to get into that right now. I'm sorry, I forget what your trade actually was. It was Nick Foles and Jay Ajayi and Jason Peters and a bunch of other players, right? Now, the thing is, I don't think Cleveland is going to want players in return because they're in a position where they're not ready to win right now. They're going to want draft picks. And even though they have a plethora of draft picks already, they're always going to want draft picks over players. Jay Ajayi is in a contract year. And this running back class is loaded. You can get somebody in the second round that basically has the same characteristics as a Jay Ajayi. Plus, you'd have him for 4 years instead of one because he's on a rookie contract. Jay Ajayi is already in the last year, heading into the last year of that rookie deal. So if Cleveland is going to want draft compensation, let's take a look at the NFL draft trade chart. All right, so the first overall pick is worth 3,000 points. 3,000! That's ridiculous. It's a lot of points. And the 32nd pick in the draft is only worth 590. All right, so if you want to get to number one, it's going to have to take the 32nd pick, probably Nick Foles, and 3 more firsts. The 26th pick in the draft is worth 700 points. And I think we can all agree that the Eagles are going to be perennial playoff contenders each and every season. So 3 first-round picks and Nick Foles and the 32nd pick in this draft to get up to number one. And to be honest with you, Cleveland's probably going to want more than that because I'm already hearing rumors and I'm already reading reports that Denver is interested in trading up to the number one slot. So you can follow the trade chart. But in a situation where you would potentially get into a bidding war if teams want to go up to number one, well, then you're talking even more picks and more compensation. And I don't know if the Eagles are in a position to give away draft picks because, well, we know that they're cash strapped. We know that next year they're going to have to make decisions on re-signing some players. So when you lose players, you replace them with draft picks. And, you know, this year they already don't have a second and a third. And, you know, Saquon Barkley is going to be amazing. And I completely agree with Nitro Freak's assessment of him. I mean, I see him as a Marshall Faulk / LaDainian Tomlinson clone. He's going to be that good. I think he's going to be better than AP. I think he's going to be better than Todd Gurley. He's going to be better than Leonard Fournette. Better than Ezekiel Elliott because he can literally do everything. Jump cutting. He's got the speed to turn the corner. He's got the vision. He's got the power to churn out every single inch. And he's got the pass-catching ability. He literally has everything in the repertoire that you would want for a running back. So I understand why we want to get him. And by the way, Nitro Freak isn't a Penn State guy. He's a Rutgers guy. Just to clear that up. All right, this isn't a bias thing because he's a Penn State fan. No, he's a Rutgers guy. He just understands how damn talented Saquon Barkley is. But to try and trade up to get him, it's going to take a lot more than you think. So 32nd pick, 3 firsts, and Nick Foles. So 590 is the amount that the 32nd pick is, and I threw out 700 as the 26th pick. So 700 times 3 is 2,100, and then you got the 590, which would be around what, 2,700, and then you throw Nick Foles in there. Now, if you throw Nick Foles in there, he's worth about a first-round draft pick, maybe even more. But would Cleveland even do that? Because you got to remember, if you trade for Nick Foles, you got to sign him to an extension. And the thing about this year, it's almost the wrong year for Nick Foles because, well, this quarterback class is loaded. You're going to have Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, and Baker Mayfield. I mean, those four, they're going to go probably in the top 10. And then you can even go further. Lamar Jackson. I like Luke Falk. I think he's a sleeper. Kyle Lauletta from Richmond is going to be a riser. He's a guy that I could totally see New England taking, like Jimmy Garoppolo type situation. Have him learn under Bill Belichick for a couple years, and then maybe he's the guy that takes over Brady in a few years whenever Brady decides to hang up the cleats. And then you got the free agents on the market. You got Kirk Cousins, and, because the thing with Kirk Cousins is you don't have to give up a draft pick for him. You just have to sign him. Now, it would take a lot more money to sign Kirk Cousins than Nick Foles, but with Nick Foles, you'd have to give up draft picks. So it's just going to be very, very, very difficult to try to get up from 32 to 1, especially if you have a team like Denver that's picking in the top 5, wanting to potentially trade up to number 1. Because Denver, they're in a position where they're not ready to win right now. It looks like they're going to, they're kind of on the decline and looking to rebuild. So if you're Cleveland, Denver's package would be a lot more enticing because, well, they're picking in the top 5. And if you get first-round picks from them, well, they're probably going to be picking in the top 10. Whereas Philadelphia isn't even going to be picking in the top 25. So why would they want draft picks from Philadelphia? They're not. They're not. And, that's just the way I see things. But you know what? Again, before you guys, call Nitro Freak out or whatever, just remember, he was the one that saw the light when all of us saw darkness. So just remember that. So I did reach out to Nitro Freak last night, and, I just wanted to tell him, when I make this video, I don't want you to think it's, disrespectful or anything. And he did. And I figured he would say that. Nitro Freak is a class act at the end of the day. And, he is one of the original video makers here on YouTube. So he's the guy that kind of paved the way for a lot of the guys that have, begun in the last couple of years. I mean, the Eagles video makers, there's so many of them. It's crazy. But, shout out to Nitro Freak. Watch his stuff. And just remember, everybody is entitled to an opinion. That is all. I'm Adrian Fedkiw. I'm out.